Lawbreakers must be held accountable. Restoring respect for the law will not only reduce crime in our country, it will also bring out the best of America. These are solutions that work for America. The rule of law also applies to our southern border. I have 3 words that will work to protect our country from the human suffering that results from an open border, and that is enforce the law. I know how to do this because President George W. Bush tapped me to help lead the Department of Homeland Security. Our nation is a land of immigrants who make up the fabric of our democracy. And in order to respect those who follow the legal path to come to this country, we must reform our asylum laws, devote more resources to support our Border Patrol, quickly remove those who come into our country illegally, and go after the cartels who are killing Americans with the deadly drug fentanyl. When fentanyl is the leading cause of death for those 18 to 49, then we are losing our sons and daughters way too soon. There are a few misguided leaders who say we should defund law enforcement. We should defund the FBI. I am here today in support of our law enforcement heroes. The argument to defund police is designed to undermine our rule of law. We should not defund the police, we should not defund the FBI, but we do need serious reform to refocus the core functions of our federal law enforcement. As someone who has worked with all the federal law enforcement agencies, I know what needs to be done. We must make them more focused, more accountable, and successful in protecting our citizens. The FBI needs to be trimmed down and focused on its #1 duty, leading our counterterrorism mission. And when we support our law enforcement and enforce the rule of law, we bring out the best of America. As you know, I grew up in the hills, and growing up in these hills, I learned the value of work. I hauled hay, worked in 4 different factories, sacked groceries, and through college, I was a janitor cleaning campus buildings, all to pay the bills and to get an education. In law school, I benefited from the federal student loan program, and yes, I paid my loan off. In order to bring out the best of America, we must once again embrace the dignity of work. Our federal government should not reward those who sit at home when they have the ability to work and provide for themselves. As governor, I turned down federal assistance that discouraged a return to work. But the Biden administration paid people more benefits to stay home than they could make working. This is wrong. As president, I will open doors for more worker training and better pay, and we will require work for able-bodied welfare recipients. This will grow our manufacturing workforce, and we will prove that we can still make things and manufacture things in the United States of America. An important solution to this challenge is lifting the penalties for those who want to stay in the workforce after the age of 62. Right now, if you retire on Social Security, you are penalized for continuing to work. You should be able to both claim Social Security and work. Remove the penalties and let those who want to work continue to do so without government penalties. Right now, we have nearly 10 million job openings in the U.S., and by making this change, we will add millions to the labor pool and increase the income of retirees at the same time. Yes, this will help bring out the best of America. And when it comes to those who depend upon Social Security and Medicare, I will assure the strength and reliability of those programs into the future. Right now, Social Security is financially stable into 2033. Medicare is stable into 2028. As we have successfully done in the past, I will immediately convene an independent commission to assure the future of Social Security and Medicare long into the future. This commission will be modeled after the 1983 commission that was chaired by Alan Greenspan. It led to legislation that successfully extended the life of these vital retirement programs for all Americans. Americans need to have confidence in their future, and this action will stabilize and assure the future of supplemental retirement programs Americans depend upon. As governor of Arkansas, as you know, I had a priority, and I expanded access to computer science education. It was a priority of mine, and the result was going from 1,100 students who took computer science to over 23,000 students taking computer science. We went from 20 certified teachers to over 650 who are certified to teach computer science in our classrooms. We made it required to be offered in our rural schools as well as our urban schools. The result is that Arkansas led the nation in computer science education and made a real difference in the opportunities for young people. It is critical that we follow this model as a nation if we are going to compete with communist China. The fact is that U.S. test scores in math and science are falling behind other countries. The top 5 math scoring countries are in Asia, and the United States places 11th as a nation in terms of math education. We must do better for our students. As president, I will expand computer science education into every grade school and high school in America. I will focus our higher education to produce more engineers and scientists so that we can compete. And when we do, we can not only compete with China, but we will bring out the best of America. We can once again define America's future with the genius and creativity of our people. Too often, our businesses and families are held back by a federal bureaucracy that is out of control, heavy-handed, and wasteful. As president, I will reduce the federal civilian workforce by 10%. You can believe me when I say I will do this because I have done it. In Arkansas, I reduced the state executive workforce by 14%. And there is a lot more room for improvement in Washington than even in Arkansas. We will reduce the burden of government, we will lower the federal deficit, and we will unleash the power of the private sector. Our families will have more to spend and save for their children's future. Both Democratic and Republican administrations bear responsibility for our current $31 trillion national debt. I would like to say we will be debt-free in 33. Well, it might take longer. But we must start. I am from, as you know, the heartland of America. And I am honored to be the son of Malcolm and Coral Hutchinson, who were married during the Great Depression, who served our country during World War II, and who sacrificed to make sure their 6 children had a chance to live their dreams and to be all that God required of them. They taught me that we are all equal, and yet we all struggle in life. And because we struggle, we need grace and compassion toward others. It is my hope that those farmland values will once again guide our nation and bring us closer together. And if you look at our history, the United States of America has been challenged in every generation, from threats abroad to civil unrest at home. and yet when we are tested, we grow stronger. We have learned that in times of turmoil, uncertainty, and division, America has always benefited from leaders who challenge us and give us hope. I am confident that America is ready to seek new frontiers and that we are ready to channel the restless waves of our democracy into more freedom and more prosperity for those who follow after us. I am running for President of the United States because I know that the best of America is ahead of us. There is behind me on the courthouse wall a statement that is the foundation of our nation. Sovereignty rests with the people. This means that you will decide the direction of our nation. The fate of the world's greatest democracy is in your hands. Thank you, Arkansas. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. May God bless the United States of America.